org. And everything you need for your one-stop shop for pre-seasoned, easy-to-cook shrimp is over at primeshrimp.com. It is Tuesday here on Good Things, which means it is Tasty Tuesday, brought to you by primeshrimp.com. It is delivered straight to your door, and if you use code GoodThings, you'll get $20 off your first order. So that is Prime, Prime, shrimp.com. And they've got a new flavor they just launched, just in time for Fat Tuesday, but really, it's perfect time for the Lent season because many of you will also be giving up red meat, particularly on Friday. That is a very religious thing to do. And so now you can get the New Orleans-based Prime Shrimp. It's a new flavor, which is launched on their website, primeshrimp.com, and it includes the Louisiana shrimp boil. It's a taste that's fresh out of the pot with an extra kick for those who like it spicy. This sharp, aromatic blend captures the magic of an authentic seafood boil without the hard work. And Ryno is shaking his head up and down and all around.
It really does. It tastes like it just came out of a big pot for a boil, and the spice level is not too spicy. It's a little spicier than the signature, but it's not a spice level that should put anybody off. It's not crazy ghost pepper spicy, but it's a good shrimp bowl spicy.
And it's not that traditional shrimp bowl sort of taste, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so you can pair that and take your mind away from all your troubles on a weeknight. Ryno, you paired yours on a salad.
Oh, yeah. I got a Southwest salad thinking, okay, let's see what kind of flavors this can mix with. And it mixed wonderfully because the spice was just enough to cut through, and you could tell this is good shrimp bowl shrimp. So it was kind of like I had fresh leftover shrimp from a shrimp bowl.
Which you can't go wrong with that. I prefer mine on a bed of rice or maybe even cooking up some quick corn on the cob to eat with it, or a baked potato, although it's not the same as like a shrimp boil. You're still taking those convenient sides that you enjoy with it, or those traditional sides, should I say, and making them in a more convenient way, which is easy to bake a baked potato or boil up some corn on the cob with your shrimp, and then boom, you've got dinner. And your kids think, wow, we've done something special for the weekday.
I'm seriously considering making some po' boys. Get some French bread, get some andouille, fry it up or grill it up or cook it up nice and crispy, and put that as like the base layer. And then put some Louisiana shrimp boil, prime shrimp on top of the sausage, and maybe put some lettuce and some tomatoes and some mayo or something, and crisp up that bread. That would be a delicious po' boy.
What else is delicious is what you cooked over on your Instagram account, Ryno. When I was looking through it, you said you had a hankering for something. And again, it's a big word that I can't use. Sometimes I think you do that on purpose, but that's okay. We still love you, even though you eat bougie things with big words. And I thought, man, that looks really labor intensive. What'd you make?
Well, it's actually kind of funny that today is National Pancake Day because it's a form of savory pancake. You think of pancakes, they go well with maple syrup, which is sweet. They go well with pretty much any syrup that's sweet. But they also go really well when you get them with bacon or sausage or stuff like that. Well, this is a savory pancake, and it's originating from Japan. It's called Okonomiyaki. Okonomiyaki.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Yeah, well, it's basically, I forget the exact translation, but it's a loose translation to what do you want? And they just put whatever you want in it. But it's boiled down to shredded cabbage, which you can just go buy the bag coleslaw and chop that a little finer. It's perfectly easy to use that. I use okonomiyaki flour that you can get on Amazon. You can get it at the Asian grocer. You can use regular self-rising flour. The okonomiyaki just makes it a little fluffier, and it's got some pre-seasoning in it. But besides that, it's the same thing. But you're making a pancake. So you got the flour. Mm-hmm. You need egg and water. You can substitute dashi or miso instead of the water for more flavor. But that's your main ingredients. You're also going to need some bacon, or you can use shrimp, or you can use any kind of protein. And what you do is you get all the wet ingredients, get all the dry ingredients, mix it up except for the meat. Mm-hmm. Get your meat about half cooked. Take it out. Pour your pancake batter with the chopped cabbage or shredded cabbage, your egg, your flour, your water, or your dashi. Mix that up, pour it in the skillet. Once that's about 4 or 5 minutes on medium-high heat, make sure you put your protein in it and then flip it so it finishes cooking that on the bottom. Take it out after another 3 minutes cooking. You can cover it to make it go a little faster, but it's not going to go too much faster. And then you can top it with the traditional okonomiyaki sauce with some mayo, like I did. Or you can top it with barbecue. You can top it with sriracha. You can top it with anything because it's savory. You're basically building something that holds together whatever you want. So instead of using cabbage, if you don't like cabbage, you can use shredded lettuce. I've used spinach in it before. You can add spiciness to it with onions, with jalapenos. I've done that. It's just whatever you kind of want to mix into it. It just, that batter holds it all together and makes it easier to cook and eat.
Sounds delicious. And since it is Pancake Day, and you got me thinking about that, it's a debate that I got in with a few friends the other day. We had actually ended up at Waffle House 2 times in 1 week, which for the Turners is like not something that normally happens. I mean, I know some of you know your Waffle House waiter by name. You've got your own table. I think it's really cool. It's something special. It's just not a tradition that we had established, but for whatever reason, we went twice like last week. Well, amongst us, there was like a little bit of a argument that started between Waffle House, Huddle House, and IHOP. And I thought, and it was, which is the best? I mean, technically, they're all serving the same things, which Huddle House and Waffle House are going to be way more close to that diner experience, where I think an IHOP's more of a restaurant experience. And I know it also goes to just opportunity and location. There's not all 3 of those usually in one area. You have dominated by one or sort of the other. But I thought, well, that's a neat debate. Which would you choose of the 3 on Pancake Day? Would you go to Waffle House, Huddle House, or IHOP? Or are you going to pick one depending on what it is that you want?
Well, for Pancake Day, I'm probably going to IHOP because that's their specialty.
Mm-hmm.
But for just general going to get breakfast somewhere, I'm picking Waffle House.
Does Waffle House even have pancakes?
I think they do. I think they kind of look at you funny when you order them, but I mean, they just take the batter and go put it on the skillet.
And it's like...
Or the flat top or whatever they call it.
Table 4's got a weirdo. Someone said Waffle House all day, every day, no question.
Or the other nickname for Waffle House, Southern Hibachi.
I never heard that, but I can definitely see it. Keith and Meridian, bacon wrapped, slow grilled, jumbo shrimp. Yum. Keith and Meridian. And you could totally get the prime shrimp, signature shrimp, to do that and make it a little bit easier for you. You wouldn't have to worry about preparing the shrimp. Crackle Barrel beats them all. Hey, throwing a curveball in there. But Cracker Barrel isn't that kind of quick service. I mean, we've all been to a Cracker Barrel where you're sitting outside and you're like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to get in?
Well, I mean, if we're throwing curveballs in there, I know mine is has closed down now, but if I had my druthers and a time machine, I want Shockley's from Tupelo. It was just a little local diner that had the best chocolate chip pancakes I've ever put in my mouth.
You know, that's something you don't hear that we have local as much anymore. I mean, you know, nothing against the Waffle Houses, Huddle Houses of the world. They're hardworking people who are making a product. But you feel like you've got steakhouses, you've got sandwich shops, pizza places, all those type of local places. But a good old, like, and I'm not talking about, oh, we're a diner and we serve diner kind of foods. I'm talking about like a diner, like a Waffle House, but local kind of eatery, where back in the day you would pull up and sit and order and they cook in front of, you know, like you see scenes in the movies. It feels like there's not as many of those local owned. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you have them in your community and we just don't know about them, which is the beauty of Good Things. We can bring those to light. But you bring that one up, and I'm thinking most places who think of that, they're going to a Waffle House, they're going to a Huddle House, they're going to those like 24-hour establishments that are for usually your transient jobs or your truck work, or you know, or whatever it may be. But yeah, you don't hear as many local diners as you do other style restaurants. And maybe I'm wrong. Call me out. Share with me what's in your town. I mean, I can always admit when I'm wrong. I don't know what I don't know, but I don't think there's one. As many, at least here centrally.
The only other one I can think of is one that closed down long before I ever came around, but it was still at the museum in Tupelo, at the Orrin Dunn Museum, and it was I believe it was a rail car that they parked somewhere in town. That it was a diner for a long time, and it was in paintings of the town and stuff like that. But it had since closed down, and they took it and moved it to the museum.
Waffle House doesn't have biscuits, though, Jeff in Oxford. They also don't have good prime shrimp, but you can get that and biscuits, not at the same website, over at primeshrimp.com. Make sure you take advantage of the code GoodThings. You will get $20 off your first order. Also, as you start to order prime shrimp, you'll realize that you earn points, and so then you still get free shrimp through that. So it's the gift that keeps on giving, but we're going to keep on here. So we got more good things for you coming up next.